Let's talk Video Game Summit one of the weeks down the road. Yeah, Video Game Summit. We need to get Todd on to talk about Video Game Summit. Speaking of that, during Pinball Expo, Video Game Summit, I guess, has teamed up, right, Todd? Pinball Expo and Video Game Summit have teamed up at the same time here and putting on a massive event. Not just pinball now, but it's also pinball and video games and all kinds of stuff. We need to have Todd on to discuss what's going on this year. So maybe in 2 weeks, we can do that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that, Todd. We'll bring him on to talk about that. Well, yeah, big stuff going on Pinball Expo, Video Game Summit. I wish Old School Gamer had some presence there. I don't know. I guess it kind of do with Todd being there, huh? We need to add that to the tour calendar. That needs to be slapped on there. Let's get Todd. Let's get Ryan to slap that on the calendar, on the website. Let's get that updated because I think you being there and all this stuff, I think that registers as us being there as well. So I think we definitely need to get that updated. All right, we got Rob. He popped in on us. All right, let's go ahead and introduce our pal Rob Berk. It's so good to see him. So good to have him on the show. Hey man, how are you?
I'm just pressing the buttons and I see enter here, so I figured I better enter.
Well, I appreciate you doing that.
Otherwise, I would never get on the air.
I was worried you bailed on me. I was like, oh, you didn't think I was important enough.
We're in trouble, yeah.
Well, anyway, man. So let's talk about let's talk about the Pinball Expo. That's coming up in a couple of months. I got a graphic here. Teamed up with Video Game Summit. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So I'd known Todd Friedman for several years, and the more I met him, the more I thought that maybe there would be a connection between the two of us. And I knew that he had done his show for several years. So I asked him, I said, how do you feel about, joining forces with Expo? And, he was open to the idea. What helped is my son is a real video guru. He loves to collect the Nintendo and GameCube and the whole bit. So I figured, with him taking on the reins one of these days, it could be a dream come true for him to have both shows merged together.
Nice. The Pinball Expo, how has it grown? And how many years have you been doing it now? 40 years, right?
Yeah, this is, even for me, it's hard to believe. 40 years.
That's unbelievable.
The first year I did this show, it was only for one reason, to honor my heroes who were the designers and the artists of these pinball machines. So after I did it, I said to myself, that's it, I'm done, one and done. And about 6 months into the following year, I started getting phone calls. This is before the internet, guys. And people were saying, hey, when's the next show? I said, well, there is no next show. Oh, man, you got to. This is too much fun. All right, I'll do one more. Well, now this is Thursday, Friday thing, the VGS, so the Video Game Summit. So there's going to be probably 30 or 40 vendors just selling the video games. And cool. This is more, this is, like I said earlier, this is more for my son, but we're trying to merge the two groups together. And the video guys are becoming more and more. You see them in all the shows. The Midwest Gaming, they have them there at that show. So you're seeing these guys more and more. And it's all part of gaming and all part of amusement and all part of the fun of having a good time with the games, with the pinballs, with everything. And I talked to Marco, by the way, today, and Marco's planning a big layout too. I mean, these people come to the show. It's just crazy how typically they'll get like a 10 by 10 booth or 10 by 20. Well, this year I want to get a 20 by 30 or a 30 by 30. Wow. I mean, people are just losing their mind this year. I mean, they are really getting into the spirit of Pinball Expo. So
awesome.
I hope your listeners will consider, if they're on the fence, they would think about coming, because this is going to be the year to come.
There you go. You heard it right there. It's growing every single year. Somehow it's just knocking it out of the park. He's killing it. Thank you so much, Rob. I appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you. Appreciate you reaching out to me, and have a great night for everybody out there in pinball land.